I was asked not too long ago to come up with a faster way of memorizing the periodic table of chemistry. And I have started to meet that challenge. Now this will take a while because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stuff in the periodic table. But I'm going to present to you the first 12 elements and how to memorize them. And the only thing is that if you haven't read this book, The Memory Book by Harry Lorraine, you will have absolutely no clue as to how I'm doing this. So you better read that book before you come here. Alright. Now, as you well know, there are letter symbols for every element in the periodic table. And they also have atomic numbers. So what I'm going to show you is how to remember all the letters and all the numbers. Now, number one is hydrogen. You really don't need anything to remember that. I mean, come on. Gee, hydrogen, atomic bomb. Gee, there isn't anything stronger than an atomic bomb, trust me. There you go. Now, what about helium? Well, we do know that the letters for helium are He. And if you've read Harry Lorraine's memory book, and I will say again, if you have read Harry Lorraine's memory book, you will know that we're going to attach the letter N to the He. And when we do, we form the word hen. Okay? So, for number 2, we're going to think of a hen. We're going to inflate that hen with helium and it's going to float away. How you like them apples? Alright. Now, what about number 3? We have lithium. Now, let me turn this around here a bit. If we have lithium, okay, we're going to take the 2 letters Li, which is the 2 letters involved in lithium, and we're going to place the letter M right next to the Li. And if we do that, we form the word Lim. Okay. Now we'll put an extra E after the M, and we'll form the word lime. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down here. L-I-M-E. See the word lime? You have the first 2 letters, Li, which is the symbol for lithium, and then we're going to add the letter M. Why are we going to add the letter M? Well, you'll have to check Harry Lorraine's memory book and you'll see why we added the letter M. And when we do, we come up with lime. So anytime you think of a lime, you just think of a lithium battery embedded in the lime, and you've got it. Now, what about beryllium? Alright. If you combine the BE, which is the letters for beryllium, with the letter R, okay, you have BER. Now, why did we put the letter R there? You have to go to Harry Lorraine's book to find out. Anyway, we're going to take out that R for a second, and we're going to put a second E. So now we're going to drink beryllium beer. And that's how you got to remember beryllium. Alright. Now, hang on just a second, I'm looking at my notes here. Okay. Alright. We got number 5 here, which is boron. Okay. Sorry, I had to write all this stuff down and I forgot to whatever. Anyway, boron is B. That's the letter symbol for boron. Now we're going to add the letter L. Why are we going to add the letter L? Because of Harry Lorraine's memory book. So you have to read Harry Lorraine's memory book to find out why we added the letter L. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fudge a little bit. Now we're going to spell it as B-U-L-L. So now we're going to picture Boron the bull. Can you imagine Boron the bull? Wow. Okay. So we got Boron the bull. Alright, what about number 6? Alrighty. Number 6 is represented by the letter C. Now normally we would use the letter J to represent the number 6. Why that? Well, you have to look up Harry Lorraine's memory book to find out. But we're going to change the J to an SH. So now we have CSH. Well, what if you drop a letter A right here? Now what do we have? Cash. Now I don't know about you, but if you've ever worked with carbon paper, it gets all over you. Well, you wouldn't want carbon cash, would you? No, I don't think so. So therefore, carbon cash. Now, let's go on to nitrogen. I'll go down my notes just a little bit. Hang on. Alright. The symbol for nitrogen is N. But we're going to add a K. Thanks to Harry Lorraine. Now if we put a letter E right there, we form neck. Okay, well you can actually spell it out as N-E-C-K, but drop the C. Okay? So now we have neck. Alright, so that's how you're going to remember number 7. Nitrogen goes down your neck. Okay? So let's review here for a second. I'll put down here H-E-N. Hydrogen is number 1, obvious. Number 2, helium. Okay, we've got this hen floating up in the air. When we look at a lime, we're going to look at the lithium battery that's embedded in the lime, and that's how we're going to know number 3. We drink beryllium beer. We own Boron the bull. We have carbon cash, which I guarantee you feels horrible and gets all over your hands. Nitrogen goes down our necks. So now we have number 7. What about oxygen? Okay, well the symbol is O. Alright. And we're going to put a letter F here. And if we put a second letter F, we form the word off. Okay. So, doesn't oxygen float off trees? Don't trees produce oxygen and it floats into the air? There you go. Now, kind of a weak, but it'll work. Number 9, fluorine. Okay, its symbol is F. Okay. Now normally we would use the letter P, but we're not going to use the letter P this time. Because if we do that, it'll never make sense. So we're going to use a letter that sounds like P, and it's going to be B. And if you ever want to look fabulous, you need to brush your teeth with fluoride. And fluorine is the ingredient in fluoride. Alright? Now, neon is the letter N. That's its symbol. Its symbol is the N. Now what about the T and the S? Well, those represent the number 10. And you have to read Harry Lorraine's book to find out why. Alright, so instead of using the Z here, we're going to use the S. We got NTS. Now if you go one step further, now you got NETS. Nets. So now you have neon glowing nets. Boy, that's funky. What about number 11? Alright. Now, sodium is Na. Its symbol is Na. Then we're going to use a double T to represent 11. So now you got Nat. So you got these great big sodium-filled gnats, because these gnats are just eating up sodium like you wouldn't believe. And so therefore, if you visualize a whole bunch of gnats in a box of table salt, you've got it. What about number 12? Well, hang on just a second. Magnesium is Mg. Alright, and we're going to add the letters Tn to Mg. Well, we can do this here. Mg is the symbol, and we're going to add Tn to it to represent the 12. Now, we're just going to kind of reverse things a little bit. Now we have a tin mug. Okay, so this word right here represents the number, and this represents the atomic symbol. So now you have a tin mug representing the letter, the word magnesium and its atomic number. Alright, that's the first 12. I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.